Title: Offshore investors divest from South African stocks as bond purchases rise in a significant shift. Offshore investors divested a net total of R7.13 billion, $391.20 million, from South African stocks last week, as reported by data from the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, JSE. This movement marks a notable trend in the financial markets, reflecting investors' changing sentiments towards South African equities. While stocks faced sell-offs, the bond market witnessed a contrasting trend, with a net purchase of R2.36 billion in bonds. Offshore divestment. The outflow of offshore investment from South African stocks highlights growing concerns over the country's economic outlook. The global economic environment, coupled with domestic challenges such as political uncertainty and slow economic growth, has made South African equities less attractive to foreign investors. The net sell-off of R7.13 billion is indicative of these concerns, as investors seek safer or more profitable opportunities elsewhere. Bond market resilience. In contrast to the equity market, the bond market saw a net inflow of R2.36 billion. This suggests that, despite concerns over the equity market, investors still view South African bonds as a relatively stable investment, particularly given the country's high yields. The bond market's resilience can also be attributed to the ongoing global search for yield, where investors are willing to take on some risk in exchange for higher returns. Economic implications. The contrasting trends in the stock and bond markets point to a broader economic sentiment that is cautious yet opportunistic. While offshore investors are pulling back from equities due to perceived risks, they are still willing to engage with South Africa's debt instruments, which offer attractive returns. This duality reflects a complex economic environment where confidence in long-term growth may be waning, but opportunities for immediate returns still exist. Conclusion. The recent divestment from South African stocks by offshore investors, paired with increased bond purchases, highlights the mixed sentiment towards the country's financial markets. As global and domestic factors continue to influence investor behavior, these trends may have far-reaching effects on South Africa's economic stability and growth prospects.